we did hear from people who've been working with her this week, because like a year ago, she set up this Centre for Early Childhood and set up a task force to kind of look into ways to kind of get businesses involved to kind of really help and use the science to kind of help children ages between 0 and 5. There was a briefing this week because they announced their first report. It was a 60-page report saying that if they put these proposals into place, they could £45 billion back into the government coffers. But we were told that not only had the Princess of Wales read the report, she was the driving force behind it, and she was excited by all the proposals that come out. Bearing in mind that we know that that she is unwell and she's recovering, is this the Princess of Wales that who's still working behind the scenes and getting involved in her big projects? Is this what we should expect of her?
Imagine, like the King, when getting treatment, he was still working on his boxes and stuff. I imagine she's doing the same. I imagine she has her staff, planning things and events and also projects that she's heavily involved in. So imagine, even though we're not seeing her, she's not making public appearances, I imagine she's still pretty busy doing that. And and I think she's just an incredible woman in my view. She not only a mother and rearing 3 beautiful children, she's a great member of the royal family. She's a hard-working member of the royal family. She's a great photographer, I have to say that. I must say her pictures get better and better, and she shares them with us all. And she's just a huge star in the royal family. I mean, there's no secret that she is the biggest star of them all. And she's obviously recovering, and when the doctors say you can get back and go out there and engage with the public again. I mean, the thing is they can't engage with the public because of infection, that's the problem. So it's not like she wouldn't want to, it's just she's ordered not to. And so, look, the King, we had to wait patiently for the King, and he made his return and he's back working back to normal. And let's just see, it won't be long before I think we'll see Catherine again. But, this 6-week break now will be good for her, I think. It was a shame that they are short-handed at the moment. Although I did see Beatrice and Eugenie this week at a garden party supporting William, which I thought was quite nice, actually. I mean, they're lovely, lovely girls, those. I've known those since they were children, since they were come out of the hospital in their mother's arms. They are just super girls, and that was a great support. And then I saw Zara Phillips there as well. So remember some of these younger members could get involved in, well, for instance, the garden party. I mean, William took that on himself. I think the King was due to be there and he had to cancel for some reason. And their girls came along and we don't think they're important, but they are. I mean, they are granddaughters of the late Queen, and they are nieces of the King, and they have a role to fulfil, maybe not in the front line, maybe not, out there, but, supporting members of the royal family, like the garden parties, and they'll be at Ascot. I'm sure they're sorting their dresses out for it at the very moment, and they'll be there for that. And, and they are nice. They're really hardworking, very caring girls. I mean, Eugenie, she's an amazing lady. I mean, can't say she did me a personal favour once with help she did. She gave me. I mean, she is a lovely person. So that was interesting. And of course, William. I mean, William is just taken on a massive amount. He's, without Catherine, but as always, he'll probably be a little relieved that he's had a little break now.
So as you say, William invited the other members of the royal family. So he invited Beatrice, Eugenie, Mike and Zara Tyndall and Peter Phillips to the garden party. And as you were saying there, it's just really nice to actually remember them again. Do you know what I mean?
Also, they're family. They're his cousins, They're all his cousins. They're all cousins. They're all family. And you do. And I just think it's a lovely thing. I just think it's a really nice thing. And
do we need to see more of them, Arthur?
I would like to see more of Beatrice and Eugenie. Yeah, I do.
Working royals, or
I don't know. I mean, I should imagine the King's giving it some thought because, they're very short-handed at the moment. They are. I mean, if you think there really is only William and Catherine and the King and Queen. And all right, and we know Princess Anne is tirelessly working, and we know that Edward and Sophia are really hardworking. But you know,
They do some really good stuff with charities, Beatrice
Well,
and Eugenie,
oh,
but they've
they
also
do.
got families and jobs. They've never actually taken up this kind of working
No.
royal role.
No, they haven't, but they are involved in things. I mean, you know, they are involved in charities, and they do, and they've all their life done that. You know, their mother and father have taught them that. You know, that's their, you know, they've got born to great privilege, and that with that privilege comes duty, and they realise that. But for some reason, I think maybe because, you know, Prince Andrew is not the most popular person in the world at the moment. Maybe people think like that, you know, but I don't know. I do feel they're. I was great seeing them in that garden. I know it was pouring with rain, but when I saw those pictures, I thought, well done, you know, good on you, William, because there's all your cousins there. And I see them at Sandringham at Christmas time when the whole family meet together. And they are really, really, you know, they're really great friends. So, yeah, I hope it happens anyway. Well, I think if it doesn't happen with the King, it will happen, certainly, with William, yeah.
I may be being naughty here, but Eugenie was always good friends with Harry and Meghan. I've maybe introduced them, depending on whose story you kind of believe. She's been out to California a couple of times.
Yeah.
They've kind of, and then she turned up to the garden party, and I think she put on Instagram, "Oh, it was great here to be supporting the royal family." I'm probably being a bit naughty here, but is Eugenie like a, you know, a firm, trusted kind of member of the royal family for William to use as a support still?
I think she's a kind person, very kind person. I know her well, but I've worked with her a lot. I think she's a tremendously kind person, and I must say, she's very close to Harry. I remember, she was very close to Harry. And imagine, I think it's good that, you know, people are like that. I think it's lovely that, you know, they can keep in touch with Harry. You know, I mean, look, Harry's just lost his way a bit, in my view. You know, I think he is the prodigal son, in my view, and he's got to think about what he's doing and think what the damage he's done, and you know, everybody is capable of forgiveness, and I'm sure, but you know, I think, look, Harry is the prodigal son, but you know, the prodigal son did return to the fold, and let's all hope that happens one day. I hope it does happen, but at the moment, I mean, has he been married 7 years now, is it?
Well, it's 7-year anniversary.
Yeah, so 7 years.
This week was their 7th week. Do you remember that? You must remember. Where were you you were there in Windsor?
Oh, I was there. Hated the day. The day was a miserable day. I mean, it was a...
Really? I thought...
Well, was it? Well, I can tell you now, it was the worst royal engagement I ever did, a royal wedding I ever did, because Harry was determined to keep the newspapers away from it as much as possible. Everything was done on long lenses. I mean, I can't tell you, I had an 800mm lens photographing the guests arriving, and the photographers they engaged for the job was 5 feet away. You know, it was just hopeless. And then the carriage shot, when they went past me in the carriage, they looked the other way. So for me, it was a disaster.